kids, you know, and now I look at my son. My son's like 15. And I remember, like, by the time I was 10, I was already kind of nicking CDs from Exotic, you know, routinely. And my son ever thought about
You're the
doing that.
Artful Dodger, aren't you? I mean, you could just play that role.
I don't know if it was very much. I think it was more the thrill of being able to pull certain things off. And for example, on my way here, I was recollecting. But when I was 14, we decided that we're going to rent out Tattingers. At 14, you're not allowed in Tattingers. I'm going to rent out Tattingers at 14. So anyway, I called the guy up, persuaded him, a guy called Dominic, I think, persuaded him, senior, that we were going to rent out Tattingers on this particular date, and we were going to throw a hip hop party. I come from the hip hop community, but I was a nobody at that time. I was 14 years old. No one knew who I was, whatever. So anyway, the guy agrees. I think we left some sort of deposit. We print posters. I have a big fascination for poster printing, by the way, just the machinery of it. And I remember we needed 100 lira for the posters and something for the deposit. And I had persuaded Southern Fried Chicken at the time to give me 100 lira.
Hang on, you're 14.
I'm 14. And so what we do is we kind of went to Bonnici Press in Gżira, who used to be run by my friend's dad. He prints the posters for us. I take them away in a big bag, go off to the ironmongery, buy a bucket of wood glue, mix it with water and a big brush, and I'm just walking around Sweetie, just sticking posters on literally any wall that we come across. If it's a blank wall, it's getting done. So we're doing the entire Sweetie playground. And then all of a sudden, I think the mayor of Sweetie came out of his own house and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Don't worry, I have a permit." I said, "From you?" He said, "Local council." He says, "I'm the mayor." I'm like, "Oh no, I mean the police." He said, "Yeah, the police, wait here." I'm like, "Okay, sure, go inside." Like at the time, there was no mobile phone. So the guy went inside to call the police. Obviously, I wasn't going to wait around. I was like, yeah, no, you can go and check. Go check. He goes inside. I bolt. I crossed it. You know where the Sweetie playground where there's the tennis courts?
Yeah.
I go across the road where there's that petrol station. I cross the petrol station. As I'm crossing the street to the other side where Luxol is, I see a police car, kind of just like pulling the brake and looking at me like this. And in my head, I just hear Hans Zimmer, you know, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, yes, this is going to be so much fun. So anyway, I drop the bucket of paint, I hold on to the posters, and then just like beeline into Luxol. I jump over. At the time, Luxol was far more forlorn than it is today, right? So I'm jumping over the walls. I make it to the Verdala School. I don't know if you know where Verdala School is back there. This guy is still chasing me. Weirdly, he's calling me a pufta. I'm like,
oh my word.
Pufta, auntie, pufta. I'm like, bro, no, I don't know what I like girls. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like and I was making him mad because this was my answer, you know, to this guy rather than okay. And then he pulled out a gun and he said he's going to shoot me. And that's when I stopped. This was like, all right, this got serious now.
Stop the story there. What happened next?
What happened next was that the party was obviously sold out because what happened was that the people had seen the chase, right, of this crazy 14-year-old boy and his posters and the cop and this fucking this cop chasing me down. Meanwhile, they take me to the police station. They call my father. My father turns up in shorts. Have you ever seen these Sigmund Freud T-shirts? You know the one, what's on a man's mind, where the mustache is the pussy, that one. And my father walks into the police station like that. And obviously the policeman is like, tell your son this is terrible. He's like, what was he doing? And it's like, he was sticking posters on walls. It's like, nah. Anyway, my dad was just happy I was in Enterprise, right? He could not give less of a crap about what this policeman was saying. But what happened was, word got around John was being chased by the police, and obviously this is very much in line with the hip hop brand, right? Like for hip hop,
sure.
this is perfect.
You are living the brand.
This was perfect. It's being chased by police to try get posters for a hip hop party. At the time, Shaim was a big artist, and his big song was "F the Police." So anyway, it's wound up being an incredible night at Tattinger's. Where I was 14 years old, standing outside, can't technically go in, and then they let me in for like 30 minutes of the event. But yeah, that was my.
That's insane.
That was my first kind of interface with enterprise.
But they worked out that you were 14.
Yes, no, immediately. Obviously, when I went to the police station and they're telling me
Lord.
who's organizing the party.
Lord.
I'm like, I'm organizing the party. Like, no, you're not. Who put you up to this? I'm like, no one put me up to this. I'm organizing this party. They're like, no, who's the promoter? I said, I'm the promoter. It's me. I'm the promoter. It can't be your 40. I'm like, bro, you keep saying that, and I told you that, but the two things aren't mutually exclusive. You think you're funny? Like, no. Well, a bit, sometimes.
Oh, Lord above. See, the promoters in the police for you. There you go.
Yes.
You have a lot to thank them for.
Yes, I have a great relationship with many police officers. Through the ages, I've been arrested numerous times. Not because I'm a bad person. I feel because I'm.
See, you're leading me down a road there because I want to kind of find out about your older life, your adult life. Now all I want to do is ask you about the number of times you've been arrested and why.
Stupid things. So look, the dumbest time I've been not arrested, but asked to go to court. Not asked, they like request, could you come?
Would you mind? We'll have a cup of tea for you.
I think the dumbest one, it was really, I was organizing this trainer, so by this time I was presumably an adult, right? And I've been working like 18-hour days, whatever. I had a girlfriend at the time I hadn't seen in a very long time. So I went to this place after like one 18-hour day called Rookies. Do you remember Rookies?
It's a bit before my time, but I know what you're talking about.
Rookies was like run by a guy called Chris. Lovely place I used to love to hang out. Our band used to do like jam there all the time. So anyway, I turn up at Rookies. It's 11 p.m. right? My girlfriend is like, I'm tired. I'm like, babe, like, please, fuck's sake. Like, I haven't been out in a long time. I'm about to, purchase ample shots. And I need some catharsis. So anyway, she's like, okay, listen, I'm going to go home, but don't get in trouble. She actually says this to me, like she's my mom. I'm annoyed that she said this to me.
Of course you are.
I'm like, why?
Listen, what age are we talking? You're saying that you're working with Listrina, but we're like looking 20s?
20s, yes,
okay,
yes. So I would say probably about, I would say about 24.
Okay.
24, 23, 24. So under age. I do the dumb. Anyway, so she leaves, and literally as soon as I see her car drive off, 2 police cars roll up to Rookies. I'm like, what are police doing here? Like the club, the bar wasn't rammed. It was maybe like 50% full. I've just bought, numerous tequilas, whatever, and I'm about to have me a good time. And I was speaking to, I don't know, do you know Nicky Gravino?
Yes.
So me and Nicky were best friends right at the time. And Nicky, being the soldier that he was, he stood by me, he's like, yeah, me and you would have a good time. So I'm talking to Nicky, but from earshot, I'm hearing these police telling Chris that he has to close the bar. And I'm like, oh my God, man, like tonight we're going to close the bar at 11. So I'm literally getting wound up. Presumably I was an adult. And so I'm like I'm having an inward dialogue with the part of myself that's just saying, just fuck it, go home, wasn't meant to be. And the other part saying, let's try and rectify the situation. Anyway, what that eventually, like the result that eventually emerges out of that is I walk up to one of the police and I whisper in his ear, I go, yes.
How many tequilas were you down?
No, none.
What?
No. It was just the frustration of being. It was the frustration of not being down any tequilas and having like a lot of stress at work. And Nicky was like, "Oh shit," And so the policeman turns to me and he says, what the fuck did you say to me, you know? And I just said, listen, I don't know. I said some really stupid things. I kept saying things like, listen, just because you're talking to me like this doesn't mean your mother's proud of you for what you've done in life. I don't know.
Some of those best Maltese phrases.
Yes, like that. And you know, the Maltese, we go straight for the mom.
Yeah.
We go straight for the mom.
Absolutely.
So anyway, if whoever that person was is watching, I am deeply mortified, man. Like, you are only trying to do your bloody job. Someone made a call. You came to have a look. And they were trying to like tell me to go with them in the car. And I was like, listen, bro, I'm not fucking coming anywhere. Now, these guys were massive. They would have destroyed me. Like, I'm not fucking coming anywhere. I'm going to just sit here and I'm not going to let Chris close the bar. And it just wound up with me going home with 0 tequilas and needing to turn up in court in like 2 or 3 months' time.
What if you could start your journey over? Start here and start again there. That's how life works, in a circular way. We understand the importance of circles, and that's why you are at the heart of ours. Find your way to wellness with Browns.